Good day and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I'm your host, the voice of reason. So in this updated report of the ongoing conflict taking place inside the Tigray region, fighting continues. The war for the Tigrayan Defense Forces to evict the remaining Amhara militia units that are still holding out in western Tigray, in this area right here, continues. This will be an incredibly important phase of the conflict, as having the Tigrayan Defense Forces take control of the border with Sudan is incredibly important. And why that is important is because the TDF, the Tigray region, is facing hostile actors to the south in terms of a blockade. They are also facing a hostile despotic state to the north in terms of Eritrea. And the Eritrean regime is also blocking supplies. So the only way for Tigray to get these much needed humanitarian supplies, and then obviously it is also going to need to reestablish the basis for an armed forces, and those supplies are going to come through, obviously as we speak, Sudan, until an alternate arrangement can be made. But right now, we do have reports that the TDF have infiltrated as far west as Hamora. This is a very fluid situation right now, and will continue to be until the TDF is able to start a transition of forces from central and eastern Tigray to the west. So there are significant TDF assets in central and eastern Tigray as we speak. And the Tigrayan Defense Forces is going to have to move these forces to the west in order to confront these Amhara militias that are blockading the country. And this is going to be a very important part of the conflict, but it is one that really has to occur if the region of Tigray is looking to become a fully independent nation state. And given the recent activities by Eritrea, the recent activities by the Prosperity Party and the Ethiopian army on the population of Tigray, I don't see any other outcome that would be preferable to the people of Tigray other than a complete separation and the formation of an independent state. And I think we're looking at the start of that in the making as we speak. But again, right now, the TDF is going to need to start deploying forces to the west. At the same time, they're going to have to keep blocking forces looking south and north in case there's any sort of operation by Eritrea or the Ethiopian or the remnants of the Ethiopian National Army. But the biggest threat right now for the Tigray region is these Amhara militias that are in the west of the country. And I would anticipate that within the next 90 days, we could see these Amhara militias completely driven from western Tigray. Will it be challenging for the TDF? Yes, absolutely. There's obviously infrastructure issues. There has been the destruction of infrastructure by these Amhara militias in terms of the destruction of bridges and roadways to keep the TDF from moving west. At the same time, the TDF needs more mechanization in terms of motorized infantry units to quickly move the TDF from one point to another point inside of the Tigray region, as opposed to the way of the foot march, so to speak. But that's the situation on the ground right now. The situation is still fluid. I would also pay attention to what is going to happen inside of Ethiopia. A defeated army is not a happy army. And I am hearing chatter that there is some incredibly disgruntled individuals inside of the Ethiopian army, and there is a certain level of animosity occurring between different factions within the political apparatus, and obviously the military as well. But right now, look to the west. That's where the action is going to be. That is where these Amhara militias must be cleaned out in order to secure this western border fully, and then have the ability to receive supplies and then obviously re-equip the Tigrayan defense forces with better weaponry. Have a good day, everybody.